Okay. It says we're live. I'm going to have to believe it till somebody tells me otherwise. So I'm going to wait for my chatters to line up in the box here. And as soon as somebody verifies we're good and they can hear me, we'll take off. So if you're on YouTube watching the recording, you might want to skip ahead a couple of minutes till people get in here and gather. Looks like I got a total mess on my desk, and that would be correct. Actually, I'm going to lift my camera up before too many people get on here, because now Minicam decided to work again, and I can zoom. Sorry. Hope you don't lose your dinner. It was hanging right in my face. Okay, as soon as we get going here, get one of my chatters to let me know if they can hear me. I want to make another adjustment here. Anyway, I'm going to bring it towards me a little bit. All right, there we go. All right, we're just going to start. Oh, hey, Janine. All clear. Okay, great. Thank you. So I'm going to start out with showing you a couple things that came in. And then we're going to talk about the Robyn McClendon's design team. Hey, Joan. Great. And her April printables. I'll show you what they are. And then we're going to do a collage. Hey, Robyn. That we're going to cut down into ATCs using Robyn's printables for April. Really cool papers. First, look at this. The Joan, who was Joan Smithy's, my mod you see in chat. Hey, Nancy. She has a 3D printer, and she knows I love mermaids, and she sent me this for my birthday from England. And it holds brushes. How cute is that? I have to rearrange my desk to get it in there. Hey, Paul. Paul's the other culprit. Mr. and Mrs. Smithy's. CB. Hey, Z. Happy birthday. Oh, CB, you're an April birthday too? How do I not remember that? Hey, Jackie. Cool. There's a lot of us out there. Put that out of my way for right now. So I saw Robyn, and if you guys don't know Robyn McClendon, you should. And check out her YouTube channel, and her Patreon is excellent. Hey, Janine. That's a new name. Welcome. Glad to see you here. Check out Robyn McClendon's Patreon as well. I am one of the people on Robyn's Jelly design team, and we're each doing a video, at least one video a month, using the printables that yeah, right, CV. The printables that she has available on her Teachables site. I will, after the video, I'll upload all the links to Robyn's channels and where you can get these printables, and the other girls that are on the design team. I'll put all the information out there. But if you saw one of Robyn's recent videos, she used these Arteza. I can't say them what they are. What are these? Oh my God! I like my mica powder. So I haven't even opened them, as you can see, but there's 60 colors in here. They give you a little teeny tiny little spoon to use. And she was using these on her jelly plate. So if you haven't seen that, you got to see that, because it's pretty spectacular. But we may or may not play with these today, but I just wanted to show you what came in. Hey, Glennis. So I'll put those back in the pile. I placed another order with Seth and got some more of his inks. Ice Ink Ice transparent gels. And I got another one of these because I just about burned through my whole pack of the Glacier Green. I got the Earth set and the Wood set because I wanted the black, the tea, and the one they call Baby Poop, which is, it looks like baby poop, but it comes out a really pretty, like ochre yellow when it's really thin, really sheer when you spread it out. We might use this today, actually. Hey, Kath. Hey, Pat. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining. So anyway, I got some more of those. I'm going to keep the gold one out, and I think that's the one that's the baby poop. The names are in French on these first ones that are made. This is a French company that produces these inks for Aladdin, for Seth, and therefore everything on the label's French. And I don't know what that says. Maybe that's how you say baby poop in French. Come on. Oh, please. It's going to be one of those nights. There we go. Well, you'll just have to trust me. Lordy. I'm going to move these out of my way. Give me a little more elbow room. Because, oh, and I got 2 more sprays. They actually had a turquoise one now. I got a blue and a green one before, and the metallic set. But this one is actually called turquoise. So I thought, what the heck, I got to try that. I'm going to unwrap it because I think I'm going to use this. Hey, Shauna. Oh, Janine, I'll be spending some of your money, I think. I don't mean to, it just happens. All thumbs here trying to get this open, and it's got a really nice spot where you can rip it up, and I can't get my fingers to work. There we go. Work that way. All right, let me get rid of this stuff. Excuse me. And let me show you the printables before we get started. Oh, and look, so you guys know Happy Dye. I don't know if she's in chat tonight. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, we had a blizzard at DQ in Arizona, and then there's a whole story that comes after that. If you ask Gail, I didn't see her come on yet. Hey, other Kathy. There she is. Just in time to see CB's comment about a blizzard from Dairy Queen. But anyway, you guys know our Happy Dye, Diane Ross. She sent me this card and had a nice little note in it and a couple pictures from last summer at our retreat. Little stinker. Thank you so much. That was nice to see those again. And the main thing I wanted to show are Robyn McClendon's printables for April. She gave them away for free last month, and a lot of people went to download them. And now I think they are $6, and you get more this month. They're I think 10 pages plus a free bonus, a set of 3 bonus pages. So basically, you get 13 altogether. Hey, Gail. Go, Gail, go. It's good to see you. So anyway, let me show you these real quick. And these are printables made from her handmade marbling paper she's done over the years, some art collages, some electronic collages that she's done. But here are the papers. Now these are just printed on regular copy paper this time. I love this one because I love that blue in there. But look at that circle up there with her scripting in it. So I didn't see Rachel on yet, Soul Rain. But she's one of the design team members, and she did a really cool thing where she printed out March printables in black and white, and then she colorized them the way she wanted to because she's got a very warm palette that she works with most of the time. It was a really cool idea. And I don't know what this is underneath here, but look at all the good stuff on here. Look at this. It looks like a palm leaf or something with those ridges look 3D in person. But little bits of scripting and these donuts and this stuff down here. How cool is that? You can do all kind of stuff with these. And just as I was printing these, my printer started to run out of ink. But you can see her coffee stain bits are down here and in backgrounds of some. This one I really like. This, actually, I gave her this paper with this Burmese font on it. Love that crusty bit circle. And look at the coffee stain here. Hey, Terry. Good to see everybody. This one is really cool. It's a lot of neutrals, but it's really, look at that inky splots there, and her scripting kind of shadowed in there. Really cool stuff. And this looks like it's gold foil, I think. Coffee staining, all kind of good stuff in these little collage bits. And this, I think, was just a jelly print. Those were the first 10. I believe they're $6 on the link. Hey, Gretchen. And these are the 3 bonus pieces. You got a little Buddha in there, all kind of crusty bits, little bits of her scripting, all kind of good stuff in there. This is a more black and white one, and I think this is one of the picture of these arches that she took when she was in Mexico. Another little donut. All kind of little bits in there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make a collage on some watercolor paper and cut it into ATCs. That's the plan. But let me show you this. These are all sitting in my face. Let's start with what's in my face. So you remember when I first got my printer and I got low on toner, and I printed one of my green patina papers and it came out like that instead of green because it was running out of toner. Guess what? I'm starting to run out of toner again. Hey, Jerry, I'm glad you caught me. I started to run out of toner again. So I start printing like a crazy person. Hang on. While I could get these, because I like some purple stuff. So that's 2 different pieces of patina paper that were on there. Here's another one. That's on onion skin. This one's just on bond paper. And then I started printing some of my collages that I was tweaking, and then let it print out with that. You'll recognize maybe the pieces, but the coloration's completely different. Where if you've ever watched Robyn edit her photos on her phone and change the color and the black point and all this stuff, they really come out cool. This was just a little piece of the patina stuff. It was like this big on one of my collages, and that's how it printed out. I cut it, I cropped it so it was the only thing on the page, and that's how it cut it out with that, or printed out with that low toner. Mama, here it is. This was the page that it was on. If you remember that page. Of course, it looked different. This was a greeny turquoise that Xandra sent me this paper. And this was all gold foil. This is one of Seth's stamps embossed. But it's blown up and colorized and then printed with a low toner cartridge. So that's how I got this combination. So I just kept printing and printing and printing some of the stuff I really liked. Here's other pieces of the patina papers and the corrugate. Right, and they're the same thing as on onion skin. I did 2 of those because I like those. I like this piece a lot. So, yeah, that's what I did with that. And then I did, I was playing around with the colorizing. And like this page here in my iPhone, I just put a filter on it that made it kind of black and white. And I increased the, I increased and decreased all different settings in there. If you look, there's a ton of different settings. Hey, Rach, how you doing? So I got like a black and white print out of that, but this is what the original, what I took the picture of, right? So that was kind of cool, I thought. And then here was this one that I did the last time I was on, I think. And look how I just colorized it with all the filters and settings in the iPhone. And I really like the colors that came out in there. And this bit's up here, it really looks metallic, and it's just on copy paper. I think that's the only one I did of that. But anyway, that's what I was playing around with the other day. Oh no, here's some more. God forbid, forget these. Remember the jelly print that I did? Pulling it off with this stuff. And it was in my new stencil that's this design, but much smaller. I blew it up and then darkened it with the black point, did all kind of stuff with the settings. And look how interesting each one of those came out. Hey, Kathy. I thought they came out really cool. And this was a jelly print. And this was shiny. I pulled it with this again, but it had some bronze paint in here that was shinier. And that was my new pictograph stencil, but it came out just kind of grungy. Mama, love it. So we might incorporate some of those pieces. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's all on my little printing spree the other day. So, do you use a thick coat of eye zinc? No, I don't. I use a thin coat, really thin on the jelly plate especially, and you pull it. Hey, Judy, you pull it pretty quickly too, Gail. You don't let it sit on the jelly plate too long. It will get kind of sticky. But yeah, it's a real thin coat that I put on there. But it does get very sheer. Very, very sheer. And that's the point of it. It's a transparent gel. So I want to try this one. This is the one. I think this is the baby poop one. It's in French, so I don't really know. I think it is. But see, for instance, what this looks like in the packaging. Le baby poop, right? And let's just do a little schmutz here. I'm just going to wipe it on here. See how dark it looks, right? And you spread it out, and it's a really sheer, brighter yellow gold color. It doesn't look like that at all. I do too, Jody. Hope it's a Hello Lover night. Ah, you never know. So I'm going to grab a piece of watercolor paper. You know, I just had, did you hear that idea fly into my head? Hang on, let me see. Where the heck I have those? I thought I had a few more sheets of, let me put something for you to look at other than the white paper, so the camera doesn't go bonkers. I thought I had, remember I was making those folders to take to Arizona? What fun that was. I wanted to see, you know what, maybe I'll just use this. I thought I had another plain coffee stain piece of, I don't. I thought I had another coffee stain piece of watercolor paper. This is the only one I can find that was kind of from that era. Remember this little debacle? Let me zoom out. I'm in too tight now. Oh, I don't want that with that on it. But see, that's going to make this run again. I thought about doing some of this in the background of the watercolor paper. Huh. Hang on. Hopefully, I'm thinking maybe this weekend, Dave and I can get down here, Rachel, and get those big flat files set up. But oh God, there's a lot of moving around stuff to do to get that done. Oh, Robyn McClendon. Hello, my dear. So you guys, you know, I was just mentioning Robyn McClendon. She just joined the chat. So if you don't know Robyn, you should. You can click on the 3 dots next to her name in chat and link up to her channel if you're not already linked there. And you'll find some really good stuff. And these are the printables that I showed you guys earlier for April. I'll put all the links underneath the video so you can find them. They're on Robyn's Teachable site. So I want to just get some color down here. We're going to do a collage on this for ATCs. And I really like that last one that I did using Seth sprays. Remember those cards that I cut up? There's a few of them out here. So here's a few of the cards that not that one, that I cut up. But see that, how that background color came out using his sprays and the inks and, right? So that's what I want to make another one of, but I want to incorporate some of Robyn's papers from the Printables pack. You can't link to anyone's channel now. Oh, you can't? Did they take that away? One of the mods will put the link up. Holy crap. Let's see. What's it say? Oh. What happened? Did they remove that option? That's stinky. Ask one of the mods to put Robyn's YouTube link up there, if you don't mind. I didn't know they took that feature off. Of course, I've been kind of up to my eyeballs every day. Most of you probably know that when the whole shutdown thing happened, we moved my almost 92-year-old mother in with us. So she's been here for weeks. Her neighbors were keeping her little Shih Tzu, who they're like family to us. And they called last Wednesday and said he was outside and he was by a tree and he just kind of yipped for no apparent reason. And from that minute on, he stopped eating and drinking. So, hey, Amalia. So they took him to the emergency vet out their way Thursday. Long story. They diagnosed him with having a sprained neck, which is ludicrous. There, Gayla just put up Robyn's link. Thanks, Gayla. I'm going to wet this paper down so I can get some of these sprays on here while I'm trying to multitask while I'm running my app. Still didn't eat or drink. Sent him home with 3 meds, a little bit of fluids, and diagnosed a sprained neck. So then, still didn't eat or drink. And they took him back Friday. Hey, Eileen. Took him back Friday. Oh, that looks really similar, doesn't it? That's the blue. Oh, they're both turquoise. No wonder they look similar. Crap, I thought it was a different blue that I had. Gave him more fluids. Did an oral exam, thinking maybe something was wrong with the tooth. It was not. Sent him home with fluids again Friday and said if he doesn't eat or drink until Monday, bring him back and we'll do an ultrasound. Well, a 7-pound dog going 5 days in total with nothing to eat or drink. Not a sip of water. He'd walk to his bowls and he would pull back. He wanted nothing to do with it. I'm going to heat gun this for a little bit while I'm yapping away. I should probably plug it in. It works a lot better, I found, when I plug it in. Anyway, so then we were starting to think that maybe he was just really homesick for my mom. So, unbeknownst to her, I drove over there Saturday, picked him up with all of his stuff, and brought him back here. And still nothing. He was kind of droopy. He perked up when Oakley and Babe wanted to play with him, but still didn't eat or drink. So Sunday, I took him to our emergency vet down in Annapolis, which we've used before way too many times, but they're really good. Anyway, they wanted to keep him to sedate him to do a thorough exam and take some x-rays. So I took him down 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and then I didn't hear anything, so I called him at 3 o'clock And they said that he had a severely broken jaw. Hey, Beth. A severely broken lower jaw, and that he has severe dental disease. Now, why these people at the other place weren't able to spot when they did a thorough dental exam, according to them, that there was something wrong in his mouth. Anyway, they believe that what happened was that he had an abscess under his back right molars that got into the bone, and when he ate some of his dry kibble or maybe a bit of stick, that it cracked the bone severely. He was going to have extensive dental surgery, and then that might not have been the last one. And so my mom made the very painful decision to let him go, and she didn't want to put him through all that pain and at his age. And so anyway, I drove back down there Sunday. They weren't letting people in. They come out to your car and take the dog, and you give them a report over the phone of what's going on. But I called them and I told them the circumstances, and they said that I could come down and the doctor would meet me out back in my car. So I went down and held the little guy while they put him to sleep. And so it's been a hell of a week here with my mom dealing with that. And so, yeah. All right, I just want to get the base color down there. I love that white frosty stuff in there. I don't know if you can appreciate the shimmer. There you go. You can see it a little bit. I know. So Judy, thanks. She has had her, little crying spells here and there, as you would imagine. And I'm just wondering that when she finally does go home, if she does, there won't be another living thing in the house. She'll be there by herself completely. And he's been literally attached to her for 9 years. So I don't know how that's going to work, but I have a feeling she's going to not want to go back home, honestly, which she always does, because my dad's ashes are in the creek behind their house. She lives on the water. And you know what I'm going to do? Hang on, let me try something. So we had Tootsie, his name, the little Shih Tzu. We had him cremated. Actually, his ashes just arrived today. And we're going to put those in the creek where my dad is. So, yeah. So that was our week this week. Plus working from home. Plus I got an additional boss, not a new boss, an additional boss, a chief strategy officer that just started this week. Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah. Hey, Susan. Thanks. Hey, Nana. So anyway, somebody was asking me, Kathy Seek. I didn't know Kathy's in the chat today. But she was asking, she got this ink and she was saying that one of the papers she used it on, she didn't see the silver. And that's got to do with the type of paper that it's on. If you use it like on Tomoe River or something that's not really absorbent, you won't see the silver. You'll only see the black. I've demoed that before. But she thought maybe she didn't shake up this ink, and you do have to shake it well. And I was telling her that when this sits for a while, there's a beater ball in here, like a ball bearing, but a bigger, like a marble-y kind of size. And it helps stir up the mica, but sometimes when it sits for a long time, it gets seated in the mica, and you really have to like knock it on your hand to break it loose. Now you can hear it. Hear that in there. So Kathy, if you're looking at this, that's what you have to do. So I'm going to try something since this is dry now, and I don't know how this is going to work, but what the hell, we'll just do something. I'm going to use a little bit of this because I really liked how that looked when I did it on that watercolor paper for those folders that I made for when we went to Arizona. So let me see, how did I do that? I swear I brushed on water. Now who's going to be pinging me? All right, I'm going to shut that off so I don't have to listen to those group texts go crazy. So let's just try up here. I'm going to put some water down. I don't know if these react or if they're permanent. Nope, they're reactive. So I don't know how this is going to work. We'll see. But I'm going to put some water down here. And then I'm going to take the brush. Did I use one of these? I don't remember what I used. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to use a brush while this is wet. And let's see what it does over top of this. If you see the silver at all. You may not even see the silver. I don't know. But see, when you use this on porous paper like this newsprint, I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in real quick for you. See how that's now shiny and silver instead of just black? The black sinks, well, it doesn't go all the way through this, but the black sinks to the bottom and you see the silver on top. Yeah, Janine, that does work well. I guess anything you can put wet on the paper. Look, that was too wet. Look, it's running everywhere. But that's okay because this is going to be a crazy collage. You guys have seen me do this before, most likely. Hey, Nisha. Welcome. Hey, Vicki. Where I don't have a focal point. I'm not making a collage like I would in my journal. I'm going to make it really over super busy. That says Gala. You were right. How did you? I'm not as sneaky as I used to be. I'm going to do this, and just at an off chance that this comes out cool with silver in it, I'm going to just do a couple lines and just let that bleed out in that paper. Because these are all going to get buried. All these marks are just going to get sunken down into many, many layers of stuff yet to come. Because this is going to get cut up into ATCs. Hey, Diane, which are 2.5 wide by 3.5 inches tall for artist trading cards, right? That's what's going to happen to all this stuff. So you're not going to ever see hardly any of what you're seeing now. It's all going to go under layers. Hey, Amalia, yes, it is. It's watercolor. It's just cheap Strathmore stuff. It's 140-pound watercolor. Motley's here. There she is. Hey, April. Yeah, so I don't know what that's going to do. It's still kind of wet. I like how this one's kind of feathered out. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. So if the silver comes up in that, it's going to look cool. It's starting to come up in this one, but that one wasn't very wet. So it might just take a little while for it to happen on these other bits that are still kind of wet. My brain is like fried from work this week and the dog and just, just stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I got to do something fun. I'm going to jump. Let's just put a real wet blob here and let some bleed here. Then we'll hit this with the heat gun and see what happens, and we can get moving on these pretty papers. This really turns silver quick on this newsprint. It just sucks up that black and shows the silver right away. Get my brushes cleaned out. Are you going to turn silver? I think it is. Let me see what happens when I hit it with a heat gun. Because I don't have the patience to wait for that to dry, as we all know. Hey, Elon. Glad everybody could join for a little while. I haven't streamed since the whole stencil sale, which was, Sherry said, was really good. She really appreciates it. And Hopes to do it again sometime soon. I'm not going to dry that all the way because I think that's working against me. So the good thing is if these turn out looking crappy with this ink on top, like that's a little bit too much there the way that bled, I'll cover some of that up with paper. So let's get organized here. Give me a little piece of deli, a glue stick, and let's look at some of these papers and see what's going to work with this. I definitely want some of that one. Oh, and this one. This, Robyn, I don't know if that was a real leaf or what this is with all these little grooves in it. I love the texture in that. It looks 3D in person. Mama like that. Maybe some of that green stuff. Maybe a little contrast with that. I love that circle too. I got an idea for that one in my book. I mean, any of these would work really because the way I'm going to cut it up, you're not even going to sorry, I know that's incomplete thoughts, but I really tell you my brain's fried. So right now that one makes me want to like throw it away. That was a feather. Which was a feather? Oh, this. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, of course, I see it. That's really cool. So this piece was a feather, this blue with this green sticking through the circle there. Which, of course, I see that now. I was thinking it was some kind of a leaf. Of course, we know I'm not that bright, but that's okay. Doesn't make me a bad person. Thank goodness. These are really cool down here, too, this bit. All right. Still got some wet spots on there. All right, I think before we start going with the paper, I'm going to put some stamped images down. While I still kind of have a flat surface to work with, because once we start building up with layers of paper, it's really hard to get a clean image, of the stamp, because that texture makes it kind of lumpy and bumpy. And there you are, right? Oh, you know what else I wanted to do? I wanted to take some of these roll-offs that I made some like washi tape. It's a lot heavier than washi tape. But some of these roll-offs where I roll off my brayer here when I'm jelly printing, then I take that newsprint and put that 4-inch tape behind that swath and make these I've embossed on. Make a lot of different like washi tapes sort of thing. Might be able to use a little bit of that in there. I might cut that in half lengthwise. Some left. So we'll see. We'll see. We got a lot of bits to use. Let's grab a couple stamps. I like circles. There's my concentric circle from my own set of my first set that I did. I don't know how many years ago that was, but that's my old set of my rubber stamps. My set number 1 has different basic shapes in it, and this is another one, Assess, that I'm not opened yet. Might use that one in there. And let's see, let's pull out. I like this black washi that we used in the last one. I like that for a pop of black, and I might actually go over that black to cover some of that up with that too. Oh, thanks, Kathy. They're so easy to make, and I did some years ago where I used to put them on instead of just the sticky tape. I used to use whole sheets of like the whole 8x 8.5 by 11 sheets of labels and print, do collage on the labels and then cut it up and use that for tape. You guys remember me doing that? That was a long time ago, if you remember that. All right. I'm looking at some stamps here. I don't see the one I'm looking for. Where are you? I know you're here. Oh, let's use this one. I like this Outback symbol too. And here's some. Oops. All right, I certainly don't need all of these, but let's throw a couple images down here. This is, so my stamps I did to make, to match my stencils. So if you guys got some of my stencils, hey Linda, on iStencils, this is the Outback design of a stencil, but I just shrunk them and made the stamps to match, so you can kind of get that true mixed media kind of thing where you get the same design in all different sizes. So again, these are all going to be faded in the background somewhere. You may see some of this in the end, you may not. Hey, Function, I can never remember your name, and I know it's, is it Andrea? No, is that right, Patty? When we have our new stamps out. I'm not doing any of the scripting ones, Z, but I know somebody who is. I won't mention any names, but I'll let her speak up and talk about it if she wants to. Did you order the penis face mask? The I did not, but I might. Didn't even see it. Oh my God, Eileen. You're not right, girl. Just put a few of those in the background. And maybe I got too much out here. Let me put some these larger pictographs down. Andrea, I did get it right. And it doesn't matter where this is going, because again, remember, this is not going to have any focal points. It's going to get cut up into little cards. I think Eileen just sees that mask in her head. I don't know that that one actually exists. Even if they're just little shadows and not a real clean print, that's okay. All right. Good enough. Good enough for now. Let's get some papers going down here. And I know I want some of this through there, but how do I want to rip this? So if I place this strategically, this will be cut up in a number of different cards. Because remember, they're going to go 2.5 by 3. So that's like 1. You know, there's like 4 and an inch across here of the cards is going to get chopped up. I don't know if that's too much like that to really show. I don't know. Let's do this. A little less chatter, a little more gluing. Put Eileen in timeout. It may be too late. So when did they change that you can't click on the 3 dots next to a name and go to their channel? And why would they take that away? Hey, Shelly. I don't understand why they would do that. I'm just putting this up here in the kind of green section, so the blue pops out a little bit more. Where does your mom sell them, Janine? Does she have an Etsy shop or online or just locally? Let me get rid of this little white edge on here. And let's just start sticking little bits. And this is going to look ugly until it looks good. Just have patience. Work with me. Don't panic. Don't anybody panic. Not yet. There's plenty of time to panic. We'll do that later. You know what? I really want this little surfboard looking black and white bit here. I'm going to have to print out some more of these. I like this shape. And it looks like my, oh, that's what I should do. Pull out my jelly prints with the surfboards on them and work a few of those in here if I have an appropriately colored one, which I bet I do. But this has to be really overly busy, because when you cut it up into little pieces, if it's not, you could get several that are just sort of like blank. And like blank's not very good. Let's cover some of that black up there with black, but it's going to break it up. It's going to break it up. Here's my idea of fussy cutting. A rough circle. April, what was that circle cutter you were talking about the other day? Oh, some mom in Utah. Oh, sorry. Huh. Interesting. So let's rip this in half. And let's put part of that like right there. I love these collage bits. So again, Robyn's April printables are on her Teachables page. I'll connect all the links. I'll have them listed down the bottom. After the video, I'll add them in there. And these are some of her April printables that are so usable in different ways. And you can use them for making cards, doing collages. You know, coffee staining over them and all kind of good stuff. I'm not that wild about that single line there, so I'm gonna leave some green show there and not put that one right up to the edge. Just put some stuff down here. And see, it doesn't even matter if I throw some of this in for contrast, because it's going to be cut up into a million pieces. I got to keep saying that so I remember it myself. It's not that I've lost my mind completely. Maybe a little. But do I want to do that? I know I want some of this in there. I love this piece here. I think that's more feathers now that I'm looking at that blue. I couldn't tell when I was looking at it online. Now I see it. Patty, can you get past month's printable sheets. Robyn, if you're still in chat, I'm going to let you answer that. Hey, Jude, welcome. I'm going to let you answer that question, Robyn, about getting access to previous month's printables on Teachable. I think so, CB. So one of my mods, Carol, just asked that. We call her CB, Carol Boudreaux. Sorry, I'm reading chat. I love this little donut here with the scripting in it. Vicki, is that yes about getting the past month's printables? I think so. I thought so, but I've been a little out of the loop for the last few weeks here, and I didn't want to misspeak. But I would imagine they'll stay up there because just because. I love these circles and these little donuts that you did, Robyn, with different stuff peeking out behind them. But look at that with the scripting on there. I love that. And it fits right here in this corner. I'm just going to glue that right there in that corner. Because I can. Yeah, thanks, Rachel. Thank you, thank you. Maybe some of this. Oh, there's another little surfboard shape. But these printables are really cool. You can, what I was talking about earlier, that Rachel Silverane that's in chat now, most of you probably know Rachel. She has her YouTube channel, and she's also on Robyn's design team, as well as Vicki Ross, who's in chat. And last month for the March printables, she printed them out in black and white and then colored them herself to match her palette that she was doing. So that was, I thought that was really a cool idea. I'm going to break up some of this. I don't like this big blob here. Let's go down here so I get it more in the green, a little bit in the green for contrast. I'll cover that bit up with something else. Thanks, Gayla. There's Gayla just put up the link to the Robyn's Teachable site where you can find the printables. And this month you get even more. You get the 10 printables, and then you get a bonus of 3 extras that are freebies. Let's see. Let me throw this little bit down here somewhere. I'm thinking I should have made this background more with the browns in it than what I got here. My brain's just not quite fully functioning tonight, as aforementioned. Oops, come out of here, boy. Let's see. I'm going to break some of this up here. I'll let that over up there. No necessary rhyme or reason. We're just going to do it. I think I'm going to cut this in half, or maybe even skinnier. Maybe even skinnier. Or wait, do I want to, hang on. Hold the phone. Hang on. Let's see. That's too small. I want a bigger one and I think it's broken. Oh, this one's way too big. Holy mama. I need to get a just right size stamp punch again because I really jacked up my, this is the one I wanted, but this may never work again. I'm going to have to get Dave to do something with this thing. I think perhaps a stick of dynamite may jar it loose. It is, yeah, she not working. So let's just see what happens if we get this one down to where I can try to get a bite in those lines. Oh, that might be cool. Oh, and it worked. So see, I get a little, this metallic, that's Seth's, one of Seth's old stamps with some of the platinum, Ranger Platinum embossing powder on it. It was such a fine design that I wanted to use a finer grain of embossing powder instead of the real thick powders that Seth's new ones I thought would not show the line as crisp. And where's my little pokey? Well, I have two of them, and here's one. Okay. Ugh. This thing saves me with this tape because I've got no fingernails. There we go. And you can just pretty much throw this bad boy anywhere. And I might break up a little bit more of this. I don't know, there, maybe a little bit right in there. Get rid of more of that black blob in there that did not cooperate and do what I wanted it to do. How rude. All right, let's see if I can get another one out of there. And it's funny, even though I know this is going to be cut up into 15 cards and I don't need a focal point, I don't need to make it even, I still have the tendency to want to try to make it like put 3 of something on there like I always do. Doesn't make me a bad person. Come on, work with me. Well, I bet I'm going to make you work, even if you don't want to. Too much stuff in my way there. What did Gala say? My name was not blue as it used to be. I've been demoted. I think you might want to check your eyeballs there, Gala. Hopefully that surgery went well. Didn't take away your color sight. Looks the same to me. Maybe your monitor's not as bright, or your screen. All right, so let's just put something here because there's nothing there. And we got another one. Come on. Really? You want to be difficult when I'm not on my game in the first place? That's all right. You don't scare me. Let's throw one in here for no reason. This doesn't mean anything. Gonna get cut up. I gotta keep telling myself that. Oh shoot! You know what I didn't do? Gosh darn it! I wanted to go over this with some of the gold before I put any of this on there. That's why it looks so different to me. Why'd you guys let me do that? It's gonna be one of those nights. It's gonna be one of those nights, people. I might just spray little bits of gold in there. This is kind of buckling up on me. Patti, try it with some aluminum foil. This you mean? This punch, Eileen? I mean, I can't. Doesn't matter what I put in there. I don't think it's gonna go. It just won't. It's like jammed, and there's nothing in there that it jammed on. That's the real mystery. And the latch is open. It's a real mystery. I'll send it to you in Boca. You can figure it out for me. Yeah, so this is what I think I'm going to do. Is take one of Seth's sprays in gold and put a little schmutz of gold down there. I can't believe I forgot to do that. Oh, and look at these. I could cut these up and put some of those in there. But I might need to start breaking it up. Let's see. Robyn, I started playing with, hey, M&M. I started playing with your, the way you edit photos on your iPhone and really got some cool results. Okay. I'm just going to blast some on here. What the hell? Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? Let me turn it here because this one's kind of... Oh, look at that. Oh, Mama like. Stop. Don't put too much. Back away from the gold spray. Look where the gold hit that lucky black stripe with the silver in it. What's going on with my lighting here? Nothing has changed except for everything. I'm trying to get this daylight one jacked up there a little bit more. Is that? Can you see that a little bit more now? I like the way it misted over this printable. See if I can get that up there close enough for you. See how it just misted over that? It looks really cool in person. And down here, just a little mist over this little donut with the scripting. You can't hate that. You can't do it. Okay, I want to do, hang on, let me look at something here. Oh, Lord. I'm jacked up on top of it. All right, let me get, oh. I'm telling you, I am a disaster waiting to happen. I am, oh, what's going on? I think it's exhaustion setting in. Yeah. I do believe that's what's happening. All right, I'm going to take a little hunk of some of this and a little hunk of some of that. All right. Be ripping away over here. I'm going to get a little bit of this, bring some white in with this font on here. I love this paper with the lines. My phone is blowing up with text. It must be one of those damn group texts. Cross their hearts. Turn this over and let's get a little little clean spot over here. Get some lighter colors worked back in. And I like when I have little bits of these fonts like this popping up through the cards. They look pretty cool. Maybe I'll put this right here, right down that edge. And that gets kind of transparent. See where you see the color starting to come through that tape a little bit. Patty, you were allowed to play. Just to play. Yes, I need to. It's been so long, it feels like, since I've been down here, and I've been wanting to, and I even said on one of my streams, you know, now that we're kind of stuck at home, I'll be able to stream more. Well, between all the stuff going on, and I've been, like, by 7 p.m., I'm like cross-eyed exhausted. Let's break a little bit of that up. Let that come over there. And I love how feathery this stuff tears. See that fine, almost like a furry end to it, or edge to it when you tear those fibers. Put a little thicker piece down here. Patty, when you use that starch glue and it makes it transparent, does it get less transparent as it dries? Yes. White, maybe user error. So, April, what I've done with it is, and I forgot all about that I have here to use, of course. Put a good amount on it, and when you're gluing the backside, get it right on all those little furry edges. I did a lot and just had it flick off of there, but concentrate on those edges, because I'm trying to remember what I used it on, that it actually still showed a little bit. But when I did it the next time, I concentrated on that and made it all really a good coverage of that glue, and then put that down, and then I came over top of it with the glue, with the starch glue again. And it really did come out more transparent. Okay, I see a bunch of holes in here, and I see opportunities for something. Just where you wanted it. Let's see. Can I lace some of this with some big swatches through here? See, I'm half tempted just to break that up like that. And when I'm half tempted, you know I'm going to do it. Cut this off straight. And this washi tape honestly sucks. However, it's got a backing on it. But when you take the backing off, it's like there's hardly no what do I want to say, adhesion to it. It's not all that great, to be honest. So what if I do this? I'm just going to mark this as wide as the paper. So this is going to be a piece of this in like 4 cards across here when I cut it up. That's going to be a little bit bigger, but that's okay. I'll take care of that later. Oh, you're welcome, April. Now I know this has a paper on the back of it because I peeled it off before, didn't I? Do you guys remember? Well, number one, I can't see with my glasses on up that close. I got to take them off so I can see. That's a heck of a note, isn't it? Dave does the same thing. He has to take his glasses off to see really close. There we go. It does. See, I knew it. But this is so not sticky that I had to put glue on the back of it. So let's just use this glitter glue. Robyn, I'm so glad I saw you using this and you recommended this. This is really good stuff. It's tricky with this already a little sticky. Sticky tricky. Because when I go to touch it, the needle nose of this bottle, it sticks. All right, now I want to go right in about here-ish. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to lose some of the little bits, and I do not care. Yeah, I really like it, Eileen. I really do. Now let's drop a piece of this. This is pretty boring up through here. So let's drop. You want to come down there or just go all the way down? Oh, the hell with it. Let's just go all the way down. We're not going to lose much in there, right? I can't believe I forgot to glaze that. Put that glaze all over everything. Best laid plan. Some days I can multitask. Some days I don't even know what that means. I'm trying not to impale myself. This is really very tricky with my lack of nails and eyesight. There we go. I got her. Hang on. I think. There we go. Oh, I got you now, you little rascal. Seems to stick less when I do this. All right, let's go a little bit more here, I think. See, it's stuck. Rascal. I just want to come down in between here and here. Oh, and I'm crooked, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Again, why? Because they're going to all get cut up. Got a little wrinkle in there. All right. It's called Art Glitter Glue. Let me see if I can. Will you focus? Comes with this really needle nose little tip that you add to the black plastic, and then it gives you this little pin to clog it up, to seal it when you close it so it doesn't get all dried out in that tip. And I'm having the same problem with my, there we go. So the one I got, you can get it on Amazon. The one I got has a bigger bottle, and then you refill this smaller bottle. I like it. Now I'm thinking what I might do is take one more little piece. And again, remember, I'm not looking at a focal point. I'm just wanting to add some color in here. So it doesn't, it's going to look all wackadoodle and cockeyed. Don't anybody panic. At least not yet. We may be panicking at the end. But for right now, don't panic. Oh, another pen will rust in it, Vicki? Oh, well. It is really, really good glue. That was a good find by Robyn. Put the pin in prematurely, and now it's gluing itself to my finger. just want to get a little bit more of this black in here to break up all this stuff happening over in this area. And now I want to come back with some of my little bits of black and white. Those origami papers that you gave me, Robyn, out in when we were in Arizona with the real fine black and white stripes, I tore some of those up last time and put little tiny shreds of those throughout, and it looked really cool. Here's the sheet. It looked really cool. I love that stark black and white. I'm trying to grab a couple to show you where the little bits showed in it. And see, this is one that I didn't cut up before. See that little black and white stripe in there, and then there's some going this way, and an intersection there. Oop, give me that. So they make my eye happy. Okay, so let's, before I impale myself, let's move that out of the way. Get some, oh shoot, see what's happening? This is the way my whole day is gone. Let's move that out of the way and get a fresh sheet of deli. That's going to be underneath that ink, but that's okay. Oh, look, it came right through the deli and on my fingers. Grand. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to get... Maybe I'll work some of those in. Oh, I want some of this. Here's another little piece of that. Might throw that in there somewhere. It's a little similar. This is tape that I made out of last month's printables. I might throw that in there. That's a little wedge of an old jelly print that I did. Here's last month's printables, some left in here. Can you tell which one I really loved? I mean, all of them are cool, but you know I love my turquoise. A little piece of that might be cool in there. I don't know, that might work in there somewhere. Some of this that Jude sent me, copied on onion skin. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, here's a little bit more of this. Here's this damn little bits of tape that we made. I'm going to put that in there. If it goes or not. Here it is. I got more to make. Here's my little stash. For my, I love just rattling through these little bits. That's corrugate. That's, oh, no, it's kind of off. All right, good enough. Good enough for now. I got enough little bits to play with here. We'll see what we're going to do with that. But I must get some black and white in there. That's for sure. So let's see what else we have. I like these bits too. The black and gold, black and white, black and white. This was an onion skin that I printed that, if Jude, if you're still here, I printed that one piece of paper on, and then I had, I don't know what all I did to it. Well, it's on the jelly plate because I can see that. See the little circle there, that mesh that I use for the needlepoint canvas, and some of that bronze paint that pulled up on my jelly plate. You can't hate that. I don't care how much you try. Let's see. Do we have some of this in here? I don't like this corner. I can tell you that right now. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, what if I put that in there? I'm going to lose that. I do like that gold spray over those two papers, though. That's kind of cool. That would cover it all up if I did that. Maybe I'll just do a little of this across the top and hide that little bit and do a little strip coming down. How about that? Or that's not talking to me right there. Where is that pretty paper from? Oh, Lord. Which one do you mean? Which one do you mean, Jerry? I'll try to pay attention to the chat to see which one you're talking about. You mean this one? Or this one? The Asian paper. This. Jude Leader, she was in chat earlier. She's in New Zealand. And she sent me some Happy Mail and an old antique paper. This was one of the papers that was in there. And I printed it, put it on my copier, and I copied it on onion skin and then jelly printed over it. All right, let's get some of this down here. Oop. What time is it? 8 o'clock. Good Lord. Telling you, I am a danger to myself tonight. I want a little bit of that green to show behind that, and I'll cut off those edges. Maybe I'll drop this in there. Yeah, I don't like that's usually my favorite corner, and that's my least favorite corner because of that black behind there. It just doesn't suit me. Let's see if I can break it up with what? That's kind of too big. Maybe not. Or maybe you'll see this will come out about like this. Oh, what the hell? Let's just smack her down there and see what happens. Yeah, that's one of my favorites, Jerry. She had some really good finds that she shared. I need to get some more black and white in here to bust this up. I have this one little ghostly pictograph, a little sliver of a jelly print left that I really like. Where am I going to put you? I still want some of the background showing. Maybe I'll drop it right in there. Oh, see, I was going to look for my surfboard jelly prints. I didn't. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I put this in this corner. Hey, Gilly. welcome. I'm making a mess. Oop, get on there. Slipping on me. Okay, I want to get some more little pops. Hang on, maybe I need. It's kind of small. Maybe this will work, but I need something thicker behind it. I need a piece of cardstock. You'd think I'd have cardstock handy, wouldn't you? I know I have it. Here we go. Right up in the cardstock department. I just need something thicker than this thin origami paper. Pop some circles out of here and drop those in because I like it when they come out when I cut them up like half moons. And that one isn't going to be a full circle. However, we'll still use it by putting it up against an edge somewhere. Like maybe even there. Or somewhere we'll use it. Maybe even like in there. We'll see. It'll get in there somewhere. All right, now let's start whipping some this way. So see, these are like the long lines this way. Now I'm going to go across the paper and get some little like dotted lines going. This is a little too thick. I want to make this one skinnier. Oh, if only making me skinnier was this easy. So I'm just going to drop little skinny bits of this black and white just kind of everywhere, just throughout. Wherever I think there's a hole. And it needs to be a little more busy. It still needs to be a lot more busy, but we'll get there. I don't know if it'll be tonight, but we'll get there. Get off of there. Not much going on through here. Break that up a little bit. I'm telling you, I don't know what's something's off. Something's not right. I can promise you. That is the truth. Ay. Let's drop this bad boy. Like right in here. Let's break this up a little bit. Maybe let's drop this right in there against that flat edge of that black tape to take advantage of this straight line here. And it kind of looks like it's coming up underneath of there. Ish. I'm just throwing them around wherever I think there's a little bit of a hole. I'm going to back up. It's not busy enough. All right. I'm going to tear another little skinny bit of this. And let's go across across here somewhere. And I think I'll get one of my little gold pens out. Remind me to get a gold quill out and add some stuff in here. Now, where was I going to put this? I saw a place. Let's just drop it in here. Drop it like it's hot right there. Let's see if I can do this. I have an idea in my little teeny head. I don't know if this is going to work. If this is tight as I made these against each other here, but we'll see. I'm thinking if I can make a ring of this and drop it where something's showing through the circle, it might be kind of interesting. Oh, get off of there. I can't deal with that. All right, as usual, I'm not a very good cover-upper. Like, I wonder if I put that like that, right? So it's kind of around that circle. If I put it like that around that one, so the stripes go in a different way. Hey, Regina. Kathy Seek, I was just talking about you earlier when you were talking about the silver ink. I don't know if you understood what I said, but hear that mixing ball in there? Sometimes it gets stuck to the bottom of the jar and you really have to hit it on your hand to get it broken loose. But once you do, that really mixes that up. And then as you use it out of your whatever you're using it in, whatever you pour it in to use it, I kind of stir it with the brush every time to stir up that silver again, because it'll settle out pretty quickly. I'm just going to throw it there. And I think I'm going to have to use this because I think a glue stick's going to tear that up. Let's see how that works. That's way too much glue, but it dries clear, so it won't be too much of a disaster. And these stripes are going up, so if it ends up on the same card, I'm going to put it on here so that they go the opposite way. I need a little paper towel. I had one earlier. All right, now I got to get back, walk away from it and see where I am. Don't I have a big black and white circle that I use it? No, where is it? There it is, right there. I think I'm going to drop that right there. All right. Barely art glue. Oh, I never even heard of that, Nisha. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Glue boogers all over my hands, as you do when you end up doing this stuff. And I liked how the ragged ones that weren't evenly ripped put just a little bit of interest on that last piece that I did. So that's what I'm going for. And I liked how they kind of intersected stuff too. But I think this one I'm going to drop down here this way. Actually, I'm going to flip it around and put this little pointy piece up over there and let it overlap that black and get rid of that straight edge. Nope. Oh, I talked about doing these. And here's this piece of little tape that I still didn't put anywhere. It just doesn't want to go anywhere, does it? Oh, well. Let's see what happens with this. Let's see if I can get this in there somewhere. Somehow. Walk away and look from afar. This has a really good straight edge. So do I want to do that and have that little bit of black sticking out on top of there? It's kind of interesting. Although it's no. I want to do this. Cover up that edge. No. I don't know. Let me put you away. Oh, I never did use this, did I? Try to look at it from a distance and see that if when I cut it up, if I'm going to have a little bit of black and white in every little bit, and I don't think that's the case yet. I'm going to add some more of this somewhere. Did anybody else get snow today or getting it tomorrow? I saw friends in Colorado that got hit pretty good. And then Kathy, our Dragonfly Smiles that was here, said that they're supposed to get 6 to 8 overnight in Iowa tonight. It's going to be down in the 30s and a frost warning here tonight. But no snow. Called for snow the other day, actually, and it didn't happen. I'm going to drop a little bit of this right in there and tear that off. And I think I'm going to drop a little bit of this somewhere in here. Where am I going to put it? There's stuff I don't want to cover up. I'll just do that. All right, now I got to get away from it. Back away. I think I'm going to do a real high overspray of that gold and just like maybe one big mist and see what happens. I really like this though. Just try to get in there somewhere. Where's it going to go? I don't want to make it too overlapped and too thick. Maybe put it right in there. I don't know. I feel like I need That's going to cover up too much stuff right now, but I really like that little piece of paper. Hang on, I got to go into my black and white drawer. Put this out of the way for a sec. Pardon me while I have my head buried in my, oh, maybe some of those cut up. Punched out, rather. I'm going to punch you out. Remember, there are those ones that make you kind of dizzy, like, woo. All right. Let me get rid of some of this white. Let's see, will this punch it out? Is that the right size? Let me get this stuff out of my way. I don't need to be dealing with that, do I? No is the answer. I don't know. I mean, I need other stuff, but I don't know what that other stuff is. I don't know. I'm not feeling that once I put it up there. Forgot to put my cardstock under at that time. Man, I don't know if you guys are bored tonight, but I'm kind of boring myself. I'm telling you, I'm not with it tonight. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's Gayla's fault for some reason. That's coming to me. Gayla must have something to do with this. All right, let's change modes here. Let's get out the little gold pen. This is wrinkling, which drives me crazy. Curling up. Let's get out a little gold pen. Let's just use the bold one. That's the navy blue one. And I get a little piece of oil. Yeah, cut off one of these little. What time is it? 8:14. I'm going to add a little bit of gold. Oh, I wanted to spray it, didn't I? Kind of a little overspray. Let's try that. Patti, how can we support you? Is Gayla taking over from Eileen? I don't know. Do I need to fire Eileen? I'm going to spray this real up high and just let a poof of that kind of fall over it. Stop. See where it kind of hit over there. Just little spotty pops of that. Okay, let's fire up my little gold quill pen here and grab a little piece of foil. And I put the scissors back. And I'm just gonna, in the blank spaces where I don't want to put another thick layer of something, I'm just gonna put little bits of gold foil marks, whether they're dots or little dashes or whatever. That's my plan. So like down along this black and white and that little bare spot there, I'm going to try doing. All right, that's getting out there. I'm just going to do, because this is the bold tip, I'm just going to do little dots down a line. So I hope everybody's making out okay with what's going on in the world. I hear that, well, we heard it over and over again. See the little dots there? Just added that. Just a little bit of something with the gold foil. The Baltimore DC corridor is one of the next hot spots coming, and that's right where we are. So that should be interesting, but hopefully with all the social distancing, that will flatten the curve. These I'm just doing little dashes here in this corner. And that really does add a little something in there. And maybe a little bit of like a scripting character or something in here. It's hard to do that with it because you got to write really slow, and I'm not that good at it anyway. But I always like how it comes out. They look good. Let's put a little something over here. I'm going to make little circles. Well, maybe. That kind of wrinkled my paper. So rather than a dot, I was trying to make a circle. It kind of did. I'm going to make a little bit of gold rings going down the side there. What did you say about my boy Oakley? What are you blaming on Oakley? He's been so good with my mom. I'll have to show you some pictures of him. With her. He's really gentle around her, and he was quite the maniac. I think he's turned the corner. I don't have to give him the gypsies anymore. I think. He was a handful as a puppy. Well, he's just over 2. January turned 2. And we really started seeing a difference after that. Thank you, Jesus. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's weird. That doesn't look that. Did I come unplugged? Is it not that hot? Oh, it's hot. It's a hot. Put a little something in that circle. Just little marks. It doesn't have to be anything overly spectacular. Let's see if I can do some lines here. hard to see because, well, you can't see through it. That's the tricky part. So you got to be willing to be pleased with whatever comes out because you can't see it. You're going in blind. Yeah, for some reason that's not coming out really that shiny. I don't know what the deal is there. It's kind of bland down in here, though, I gotta tell you. They go really, really slow. This looks kind of bland over here. Ish. All right. Well, let's see. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to, I'm actually so tired. It's like, maybe I'm seeing everything in slow motion. Oh, mercy. But I wanted to get on and say hi and stream and do something fun. Let me get these up here. And I want this bit to save that and that and that. Can I stick this? Can I stick it anywhere? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe right there. You can always stick a little black and white piece somewhere else. Let's split the difference between these two. And I've done so many of these, I kind of know where the cut's going to happen, sort of. And don't forget your black string paint in the end. Yeah, you know what? I didn't do it last time, and I kind of liked it without it. Ouch. Hang on. Oh, you know what I got to do? My gold circles. That's what I'm missing. My little gold, with my lid that I, oh. I'm going to have to use this again. Where I take my lid and make circles all over it. That's why it looks so off to me, and I didn't even recognize that. Sweet Moses. All right, hang on. Paper palette. And I usually use my fluid paint when I do this. I don't have any. It's like the last. Maybe I can scoop that enough. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll just use bronze. Oh well. I'll just use my bronze. Oh, faithful. Oh, hello. All right, let's try to make a circle about the size of my lid, which is in my style. Not even close. No, it's pretty close. Look, see? So now I'm going to just dip this in the lid. I don't think I'm crazy because of how many I'm going to put on here, but I'm going to load this bad boy up. I'm going to have everything intersecting because this will be just little lines when it gets all cut up. You're going to have to trust me. Some of you guys have seen me do this about 40 times maybe. to kind of intersect the rings. I know it looks crazy. And you know what else I didn't do? Sometimes I go over the black and white and take a little white gel pen and make little dots down the black strips. Little schmutz more. It's drying up on me. Get this last little bit down here. All right, where am I missing now? There. That's pretty good, I think. All right, so see all that mishmash of bronze goodness? Okay, let's get my trusty mason jar lid off to the side. I'm going to heat gun and dry this so I can cut them up and show you where we are, and then I'm done. Then I be done. Gayla and Kathy and April and Xandra and I were kind of traveling right when this started, right? We came back from Arizona, what was it, the 16th of February? I was kind of nervous about that, actually. Being high risk that I am and all that. I fear that it's going to impact my gathering in the summer, to be honest. I don't see it clearing up here and what they're talking about. I don't hold out much promise for that. But we shall see. Okay, let me get my scissors and cut off some of these little bits that are hanging over. They extended our working from home from our office until June 1st. And suspect it will go past there. All right. Let me get my cutter upper. I know, me too. I'm exhausted trying to do what all I'm doing with working from home and taking care of my mom that's here and all that stuff. I'm glad she's here and I'm happy to do it. But I'm beat to a frazzle by the end of the night, I can tell you that. Okay, so now I'm going to cut strips this way that are 3.5 inches long. Right. Oh, there's my Klondike alarm, Gayla. Yeah, Dave's got me covered. God bless him. What is holding me up here? Something's, oh, it didn't go under there. Okay. Another 3.5 inches. So this paper is 11 by 15. So I'm going to have a little bit left over. So when I get to this point, I got to cut 3.5, right? And it is 4.5. So I'm going to lose an inch. So I look at this and decide, where do I want to lose an inch? From the top edge or the bottom edge? And I kind of like, I don't like this coming off. Let's use this. And see what I want to sacrifice as not to be part of the card. And honestly, I don't think there's a whole lot on the bottom that I'm going to lose. So I'm going to turn it this, no, I'm turn it this way and go 3.5 and lose this very bottom strip. So that's extra, right? Now this, I'm going to get 4 cards and a strip out of across here. Oh, hang on. I think I might have to. Oh, mercy. Come on. That's going to have to wait. So now I'm going to have the same issue that I'm going to have a little piece left over. This is 11 inches, right? And I need 2.5, 4 times. So that's 10. So I'm going to lose an inch. So I really like the way the script is on the end here. So I don't want to lose that bit. So I'm going to go this way, 2.5. So I keep this edge of the script, right? And then let's just keep going across here. And then when I get to this side, I'm going to look and see which side I want to sacrifice. And I think I'd rather have this bright color in here and lose this little bit of plainer edge over there. Right, so there's 4 cards. And I really like this side. And I like all that black and white. Oop. Uh-oh, work with me. That didn't come out so clean. So I want this edge with that script on it for sure. And what do we got here? I'll take it this way and lose that little bit. There's 4 more. And so I really like both of these ends. So I'm going to take this. Let's see where this gets me. I like that. And let's take this one off of this end and see where we end up. What I want to lose. This one I think's got a little bit more interest in it over here. So let's take 2.5 off of there. We'll lose that inch. Last one. Here's the corner that I didn't like. And CB, you know what? I might end up going back with that 3D stuff you're talking about because I don't know. I don't know if it's just me being off, my eye being off tonight or what. But these aren't wowing me like I like to be wowed. So where am I going to lose that little bit? I'm going to have to lose it on this side. And I don't want to, but I gotta lose it somewhere, right? So, all right, let me lay these down here and zoom in a little bit. And I'll come down and look at it tomorrow with a fresh eye and see if I think I want to put the paint on there. And what we're talking about is the Tulip 3D paint. I usually would stripe that all over these, like crisscrosses as another layer. And I didn't do that last time. So let's see what we got. 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I still have to, I like that one. I still have to edge these in black. I'll show you one of them, and I'll do the other ones later. I think this is coming up too. What the heck's going on here? Right there, and there, and the last one. And here's my little leftovers. All right. So that's what we ended up with. So let me see if I can zoom in a little further. Right. I'll grab a couple of my favorites and show you a little bit more close up. So see those, all those intersecting little bronze circles I did with my lid? They don't look so crazy when you just got a little bit of them on there. I like this one. I like this one. I like that font sticking out of there on that white paper. I like this one with the bold black and white. See, I need to do more of that. I like that bold black and white stripe. And even though there's not a whole lot of stuff in the background, it came out kind of interesting. There's some of the gold foil little dots I dropped in there. One of the characters I tried to do down here. Here's some of that paper that Jude sent me that I printed with that script on it. All right, here's the little row of dots I put in with the foil on that green and blue spray of Seth's. And just that little bright pop of green sticking out there looks kind of cool. So anyway, that's what we ended up with. Did I show you that one? I like that one. So there you go. So now I take one of these Molotow paint pens in black, and I have the 15mm nib. And let's take this one here. And I just take the edge of it and just kind of edge them. And it frames them a little bit, kind of finishes them off, which I like the look of. So now see how that looks with the black around the edges. It just does a little something, something extra. This one I think will show up good too. And there you have it. So we're done. Oh my gosh. Sorry for being not myself tonight, kids. Yeah, Kathy, when I sell my Etsy orders, my stamps, I put one, I signed the back of one and put a little note in it as a thank you with my Etsy orders. Oh, that my glue stick's not holding tonight. I'll have to go back and touch up some of those with glue, but it's not going to be tonight. So anyway, oh no, I got black ink in my rose gold. That's not like chocolate in my peanut butter. Not acceptable. That's the least of my worries right now, to tell you the truth. Of course, now this just fell into the black ink. So before I am do any further harm to myself, I'm going to go. I'm going to go hide. And I'm going to put all the links to everybody's information underneath this video when I get back upstairs and get my wits about me. And no clue when I'm going to have the time or brain power to stream again, but I'm hopefully this weekend. So we'll see how that rolls out. But anyway, thanks so much for hanging with me, guys, and putting up with me tonight. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you soon. Everybody stay well. That's an order. See you guys. Thank you. Thanks, mods. See you, Jude. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you got to join us. All right, toodaloo, everybody. Whoops, I'm back.